And with that, Becca, would you come forward, please? Bruchim habayim b'shem Adonai. Blessed are you who have come here in the name of God. Sorry. Small print. Berachnuchem mi beit Adonai. We bless you in this house of God. Vatomerut. Al tifki'i vi lo'ozvech lashuv me'acharaich ki el asher telchi elech uva asher talini alin imechami ve'elochaich Elohai va'asher tamuti amut v'sham ekaver Ko yaseh Adonai li v'cho yosif ki hamavet yafrid beini uveinech. And Ruth said, do not urge me to leave you, to turn away from joining you. For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, will I lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. I vow before God that nothing but death could part me from you. So, Rebecca, you studied for a long time. Yesterday you came before a Beit Din, a court of 3 rabbis, and were examined and were and the feeling was overwhelming that here was a woman who was thoughtful and had really imbibed what it meant to be Jewish. They were glad to welcome you into the Jewish people. You underwent the ceremony of tevilah, of immersion in the mikveh, and now you come here today to share this with the congregation. And so I want to put a few questions to you. Again, Rebecca, do you choose to enter the eternal covenant between God and the people Israel and to become a Jew of your own free will? Do you commit yourself to the pursuit of Torah and Jewish knowledge? Do you promise to establish a Jewish home and to participate actively in the life of the synagogue and of the Jewish community? If you should be blessed with children, do you promise to raise them as Jews? Do you commit to building a meaningful relationship with the state of Israel and its people? Do you accept Judaism to the exclusion of all other religious faiths and practices? Do you pledge your loyalty to Judaism and to the Jewish people under all circumstances? So, with that, welcome. And as part of that, it's my understanding that your mom, Teresa, has given you a talit. Can we get that, please? Getting that out. We're going to talk about this for a minute. So, what makes this talit something other than something you want to just keep your shoulders warm with are these knotted fringes, tzitzit. There are 613 of them. And the Torah says that you're to look on tzitzit and remember all the mitzvot, all of the commandments. Tradition says there are 613 commandments in the Torah. So by looking on the tzitzit, you remember your connection with Jewish obligations with the Jewish people. And the thing about a talit is they come in one size for a good reason. They always fit. It's yours. It envelops you. It enfolds you, as our people do. The tradition is that you wear the talit during the morning, daytime, so you can look on the tzitzit. There are a couple of exceptions. You can wear it in the evening on Kol Nidre at the start of Yom Kippur, and you can wear it when you're leading a service. So since you're about to lead us in this, I thought this was a good time for you to take your talit, say the blessing together, and move to the Open it up. Show everybody, because we should see it. Somewhere. Hello.
Blessed are you, and I are God, sovereign of the universe, who powers us with both, commanding us to wrap ourselves in riches.
Now, with that, why don't you share with us a little of what you said to the rabbis yesterday about why you've made this journey?
Our printer's not working. So yesterday I went to the mikveh and I completed my conversion after having been practicing Judaism for about 2 years now. And before I went to the mikveh, I was asked to write an essay explaining some of my experience, and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you all right now. And so some background information about me. I was raised Episcopalian, and when I was younger, I was very into my faith and really involved in the church. I served on vestry. I did pretty much everything. And this went on until I was about a freshman in college, so about 19 years old. And this year of my life, I experienced a major loss, which made me start questioning my faith and God's place in the world. And so I stepped away for a little while and just tried to get my bearings, and I didn't go to church as much. And then again in the summer of 2016, I experienced another major loss of a childhood friend of mine, and that was my last straw. And I was really, really angry, and I couldn't find any explanations or comforting words in my old practices to help me not be angry at God anymore. I was told to pray about it and to listen for God's answer, and for me, that wasn't enough. So I really stopped going to church, and I really stopped talking to God. But once I got past the loss of my friend and was able to grieve a little bit, I started missing my spirituality and my involvement with a religious community. But I knew I didn't feel like I belonged in the church anymore. I didn't know it was possible to convert to Judaism until my friends in my college's Hillel program encouraged me to go to temple with them. And my first time at temple was at Temple Emmanuel in Roanoke, Virginia. And I went for the first time with one of my good friends, Melise. And after that first time, I kept going back. And I went back with her, and I went back by myself, and I brought friends with me as well, and I just really enjoyed it. And then summer break came, and so I came home to Mendon, Massachusetts, and I needed a temple to go to. And so I looked up Reformed temples on Google, and this one was closest to me. And I came once, and I never left. And it was Mother's Day weekend, and I met Rabbi Alpert for the first time. And I met with him after temple and outside of Shabbat, and I conveyed my reasons for my exploration in my faith, and he encouraged me to read a book called When Bad Things Happen to Good People, which is a book written about how to grieve from a Jewish perspective. And this book offered me some explanations that I never considered before, and helped me to think about my losses in a way that were comforting to me. And because I was so comforted by this perspective, I signed up for Intro to Judaism, and I started learning about Jewish culture and tradition, and I fell in love with it. And I fell in love with the Jewish community and their philosophy of togetherness. A prayer in the Mishkan that we actually said tonight that goes, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we are, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. This prayer encouraged me to lean on my community when I was in trouble. It also encouraged me to share my happiness with my community. And this prayer grounds me in my perception of the world. We cannot achieve alone what we can achieve with each other. And we cannot forget to invite God to participate in our endeavors to better the world. I may not always find the answers to the big questions, but I have been lucky to find a community that practices traditions that bring me comfort and peace. So where do I see myself going next? At the end of my essay, I wrote 3 intentions, which I'll share with you. The first one will be I will keep Shabbat intentionally. Even if I cannot go to temple every week, I will do something to honor the day because Shabbat is so important to me. It was the first thing that brought me so much peace and joy during my journey, and it's important for me to keep cultivating that joy. I plan to create a Jewish home. I've recently moved to Alexandria, Virginia for a job, and I've already celebrated a few holidays in my new home, and it feels really special to celebrate in my own space and create my own legacy with my friends. And I'm excited to create this legacy with my future family. I promise to always be there for my community when I am needed, and if my community is called upon to help others, I will do whatever I can. It is our duty as Jews to answer calls for help, and I take that responsibility very seriously. And my journey to Judaism may have had a grim beginning, and while I am far from the end, I know that I go forth into the rest of my Jewish life in peace and in joy. While I have certainly found ways to cope with grief in Judaism, this is not all that I have learned. I have learned how to be a better friend and neighbor. I have learned how to appreciate the daily blessings I receive. I have become more self-aware and have begun to make a conscious effort to act in a way that benefits others and not just myself. I have learned how to meaningfully communicate with God through our rituals and prayers, which has in turn helped me to develop a healthy relationship with Him. I feel confident that the knowledge I have been introduced to in my short 2 years has prepared me for a life ahead of studying Torah and establishing my place in the Jewish community. Judaism has helped me to find part of myself that I never thought I would ever regain, and I know that throughout this lifelong journey I will continue to discover who I am. I am excited to continue to cultivate this sense of community that has become part of the essence of my life, and I hope to be a valuable member of this community. Finally, I hope to continue to find happiness, meaning, and peace through Judaism for the rest of my life. Hini Hiratzon.
Yeah. Don't disappear. There's more. All right. Becca, would you come over this way? Yes. Could I ask everyone to rise, please? Becca, you stand before the commanding presence of the Torah, the Jewish people's most cherished treasure. It has led us on the way and guided us ever since we received it. It has been carried when we fled from destruction and during the times of our greatest rejoicing. I place the Torah in your arms. Take it to your heart as you now recite the Shema, the words on the lips of the Jew until the final moments of life. It is the affirmation that has sustained the Jewish people since our beginnings.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'elech asher anochi metzavecha hayom alav avecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'betecha u'vlektecha b'derech uv'shochvecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam lo tal yadecha v'hayu latotefot beinenecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot etecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai ve'item kedoshim lelochechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher chotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim V'yot lahem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
And why don't you read for us what you were saying?
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God.
And I'll take that now. O God, as I prepare to welcome Rebecca Cook, now to be known in Hebrew as Rivka, bat Avraham Sarah, I pray that you grant her a blessed and rewarding life. May she truly be a blessing to herself, to her family and friends, to this congregation, even though she won't be around, to Klal Yisrael, the entire community of the Jewish people, and to all humanity, and we all say, Amen. And Becca, I have certificates to present to you. One is a certificate of immersion, that you went through that process, and the other is this, your conversion certificate. I present them to you, suitable for printing. I present them to you, and we will send a copy to the American Jewish Archives in Cincinnati, where it will be kept as a permanent record. There, Mazel Tov. And I have one last blessing for you, and then we have a musical blessing. So, closer. Yivarech Adonai v'yishmerech. May God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elayich v'chunech. May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elayich v'yaseim lach shalom. May God bestow favor upon you and give you peace. And we all say, Amen. And blessed are you, eternal our God, who has kept us alive and sustained us and allowed us to reach this blessed moment. Mazel tov, Yasher Koach. We can all do 1, 2, 3. Mazel tov. Good. We're on page 282. Please rise for Our Lady.